Oh my god. Everything is utterly and completely fucked. That wasn't like that before Horizon. Holy crap. Yeah, so here comes Act 3 very soon here. But I'm gonna put it off for like hours. I know, they're like, if you act fast, you can get the Elusive Man's base. But we're gonna ignore that for a while, because now I'm gonna go back to the Citadel, go blow off some steam, interact with our party members for one of our last chances. Then we're gonna go to scan for Dr. Garneau, which means to do the entire Leviathan DLC that's been floating up here in the corner for the whole game. And then we're gonna go back to the Citadel to throw a party as a final hurrah before we go off on the final act of the game that is a linear grind through misery and war up until the credits roll. Yay! But yeah, I think once you do the Elusive Man's base, the game locks itself into a linear progression. So that's more or less the Omega 4 relay. So no matter, even if it sounds like something I should do, let's put it off for a while. Let's go to the Silversun Strip. I'm gonna go hang out with my buddies. Got so many friends. So there's a few major things that happen here. One, they added like an arena. I'm gonna ignore that because much like Pinnacle Station, it's one of those things that pads out the time of the playthrough, and you can go hang out and spend some time getting high scores and all that stuff. I don't remember if it's good or not. It might be decent, and it might even be a fun time killer, but it's not narrative, and it's not even character development necessarily, so it's not exactly a priority for me when I'm trying to just do my playthrough before Andromeda comes out. But, of course I want to find all my characters around here. So here we are on the Strip. Right off the bat, we have access to Javik, Zaid, Traynor, and Garrus. Let's see if I can track these people down. So Javik's in 3, straight ahead. Traynor and Zaid are off to the right. It's surprising to see Zaid around here, by the way. And Garrus is actually off by the bar.
Now that is a beautiful car.
Really? Why exactly?
It's a Mark II 2187 Blackout. Top speed is 650 clicks. Come on. Top Flight called it the sky car of the century.
All right.
Who can we find around here anyway? What's that? Oh, this is the arena. Top score is Arya T'Loak. Second score is Barla Vaughn? Why? Al-Jalani? What? Oh. CSEC Commander Bailey, 4th place. Not the most encouraging. Maybe he set that score after he was injured or something. I don't know. Arya in 1st place makes some sense. Barla Vaughn is a question mark. Al-Jalani, though, she's the news person that I keep punching in the face. Maybe she's training for her revenge.
Don't see what the point is.
New player. Need new player.
Oh god.
You play easy. Fight lady. Pretty queen. Follow lady.
You're supposed to guess which one is the thing. It's usually a con, isn't it?
You look lucky.
Yeah, I hate that game, basically. Oops. Went inside. I thought the door would just open, but it's a zone. I'll take a look around. If nothing else, there might be a character in here. Oh, never mind. This is continued. It's counted as one continuous map, so no one I know is in here. There's tickets if you want to compete, though. Athletes only. Look at that. I managed to jam in a female Turian in here.
Hello, Commander Shepard. Welcome to the Armax Arsenal Arena. Armax Arsenal and the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board have registered you for a complimentary competitor's pass. You may start a match by going downstairs and selecting simulator options. When you are ready, enter the locker room.
Located in the main lobby.
I think that, after the... is that the same one? Yeah? It looks like after they made the Omega DLC and they had designed their first female Turian, they're like, well, we might as well get some mileage out of this, because she dead. She's real dead.
The next will be starting.
All these ads for Blasto 6. I've heard about it so much that I actually want to see it at this point. Although there's always self-referential stuff going on about various forms of media they've invented for these things. There's always these fictional places. What's the store inventory? Ally license. Oh. You can get various characters to fight alongside you in this arena, including Rex, Jack, Grunt, Jacob, Miranda, Samara, Kasumi, and Zaid. An entire list of characters who are alive, but are not party members in this game. Oh, no Morden, because he's dead. The Pain Train. So you can fight on a bunch of different levels, basically. It's not a bad thing. It's all new content. Oh, those challenge modifiers. You could probably pour some hours into this if you wanted to. And there's a few sets. Okay. So it's an interesting inclusion, at least. I'm not particularly going to engage with it today, but it's cool to take a look at it, at the very least, that it exists. It's a nice little touch. Especially since it's like not even like why anyone would buy this DLC, so it's like a surprise. It's probably a bullet point on the sales reasons for getting the DLC or something, but I don't think anyone's thinking about that necessarily when they pick it up. So then you finish the weird fake Commander Shepard storyline, and you get your new apartment, and you're going around the strip meeting your friends and stuff like that, and then suddenly you're like, wait, what? There's an arena. Surprise. It's a balcony up here. Is that Garrus? That's not Garrus, is it? What is he wearing? It's not Garrus, right? No. Thought not. What's over here? The Silver Coast Bar. No one appears to actually be in there. Oh, it's a casino, not a bar.
Come on in. Might be your lucky day.
Is this where we were earlier? Ah. This is where the previous mission was placed, where we went into where we could mingle. So it's actually a place you can go around in, and you can actually continue to play the gambling machines and stuff like that. So they've actually expanded the Citadel rather significantly. It's almost a bummer that you have to wait until the DLC to play around in this zone, since it kind of makes sense to open this place up immediately, just so you could wander around and have even more Citadel to explore. Although it's light on narrative content by comparison, I suppose. Anyone up here? Did I recognize? Wait for Garrus. Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, a Turian on shore leave. You come here often?
Is this that, first date thing we talked about? Got it. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I come here often. Good place to blow off steam. Scenery's not bad either. Though the view in front of me is even better.
That's supposed to melt a girl's heart?
No, but this voice is. I'm Garrus Vicarian, codename Archangel. All-round Turian bad boy and dispenser of justice in an unjust galaxy. Also, I kill Reapers on the side, and you are?
Commander Shepard, Alliance Navy.
Shepard, huh? I might have heard a few things about you.
If they're naughty, they're right.
Well, I'm looking forward to finding out.
Uh-huh. And do most girls fall for that?
Well, sure, you know. This voice and I'm running out of banter here, Shepard.
Make it up. Remember, we just met.
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah. All the girls fall for it. Let me show you.
What are you doing?
It'll be fun.
Oh, no. No, 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 no!
Been taking lessons on the side.
You're gonna pay for this later.
as promises. Now you're getting it. So, tell me, think a girl would fall for that?
Just as long as it's the one standing in front of you.
You know it. And it gets even better when you try it in bed.
That cutscene was basically the king of I don't know what buttons are going to do, but I'm going to press them and find out. It's like, Paragon Renegade, what do they mean? I don't know what they mean! Just press them! Ah! Fun little moment of throwing in Vega there. Also, having a jealous female Turian, because damn it, they gotta get all the mileage they can out of that Turian model they made. So they're gonna at least use it a few times. So, what, you romanced Garrus? Female Turian's jealous. What, you went to the armory? Here's a female Turian. Surprise! They're everywhere now. They were here the whole time, believe us. The Garrus interactions are basically awesome. We're up.
No funny business.
That's probably the most specific stuff that the fewest people see, unless they look it up on YouTube, is seeing all the different romance options, just because it takes so much work to replay the entire game just to see a different romance for a different character.
Enjoying your shore leave, Javik?
I have been asked to take part in a feat. I am told it is a great honor and will boost morale for the war.
Who says it will?
Commander Shepard! I didn't realize you were coming too! Perfect timing, perfect timing. You can play yourself. Attention! The Prothean is on set. Someone tell the stunt double he's been demoted. We have the real Shepard now. Alright, places everyone. Quickly, quickly! Cue the backdrop. Roll cameras. And action!
Commander Shepard, thank you for coming. The urgent hour of doom, which we all urgently face, draws near. Urgently so. But there is hope. The Council understands you recently found a Prothean in a refrigerator and defrosted him.
So, are you guys just making this up, or what?
Of course not. A writer wrote it, so it must be true.
You die now!
Not yet! That line comes later!
The Vorcha Counselor will kindly refrain from further interruptions.
I believe I have been misinformed about the purpose of this vid.
Now then, O wise Prothean Elder, what wisdom of the ages can you share with us?
Solarian kidney is best served at room temperature. It is even better when the Solarian is still alive. The fear adds spice.
Prothean no like you.
Did someone say Prothean? This one is familiar with enkindling. This one has enkindled multiple females across the galaxy.
Blasto, about time you showed up. The galaxy is under attack by Reapers. If only someone had warned us about them years ago.
This one tried. This one was ignored. This one's efforts fell on obstructed auditories.
Actually, that was me. Sovereign, Saren, you might have heard of them.
Yes, and Blasto here destroyed half the Citadel, putting them down. But even he's just one Hanar.
And now we've asked Commander Shepard and his Prothean partner here to assist.
This one did not read that far into the script. This one does not share top billing.
Wait, what? But it's Blasto 7. Blasto goes to war? Think of the children.
In my cycle, your kind were nothing more than appetizers. Would you prefer to be boiled or fried?
Prothean, no like you.
This one has found his motivation. Very well. Commander Shepard and Prothean partner of undetermined ethnic origin. Welcome to the Spectre Club.
I've been in the club for 3 years now.
Correct. But you are not an Ultra Spectre Elite 4000 Deluxe. This one is a 7000. This one has less recoil and faster load time.
Where is the airlock so I may throw you out of it?
We don't have a prop for that. Cue the sound effects. Change the backdrop.
Look! It's Sovereign's half-brother, Sluggard! And he's looking for some payback.
Cue the stunt double! Your line. Say your line. You die now! Oh no! The Vorcha Counselor is indoctrinated!
This one is the hero of the Citadel. This one has an incendiary projectile with the Counselor's name on it. Vorchas.
This one is the hero of the Citadel. I'll handle it.
This one insists.
This one doesn't care.
This one wishes he was still frozen in the refrigerator. May we go now, Commander?
Strike the set! Telcasting will need a new Vorcha. Prepare for Blasto 8. Blasto cures the genophage.
Oh my god, we got to meet Blasto! This was the most important day of our lives, and I want you all to understand that. He touched my shoulder, mostly because I stole a gun from him. Right, that whole thing happened. Poor Prothean.
Good night.
Good night? I'm walking in. What?
Good night.
Okay, you just saying that at random? Crazy person? Who's in here? Robot fights! Do you press a robot fighting button? It's called Shattered Ezo. What the heck? Punch your opponent, lower his health, and yeah. Just gonna click on it. I'd rather play it incorrectly than read all of that. Is that bad? Yaha! I'm punching you so much right now. Shoryuken. Hadouken. I don't know the name of that name. I don't know what it's called, that one power.
You're doing great.
Yeah. This is stupid. How do I quit forever? Shit. I don't know how to quit. How do I quit? No, that's how you Xbox One. Nope. Yeah.
You can do better than that.
I've been stunned. What will I do?
Nice punch.
Well, this is happening.
Watch out. Stop now.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
You're doing great.
Oh goodness, it just keeps going. Do I heal between rounds, actually? Yeah. Can't get me. Yeet. Okay. Okay, you can have it.
This isn't looking good.
Oh no, what will I do?
Game over. Congratulations, that's a new high score.
That's embarrassing. No, it's not. You lied to me. Also, Vega played this game. And Shifty Cow? Holy crap, they're making a reference to Shifty Cow. An obscure Easter egg from the first game. Freaking Shifty Cow is on the leaderboard. James Vega's there. He apparently really sucks at this game because I gave up on purpose and almost beat him. And of course Arya's winning because she wins at everything. Relay defense. Mouse, Bailey, and Shells. Oh, Mouse. He's from Thane's loyalty mission. A lot of little references here. They're probably all crap, though. I don't really want to play the any of these. Oh, you're just screwing with me now. Is it broken?
Towers of Hanoi? I don't think so.
Ha. Self-referential humor. It doesn't work when you then use the Towers of Hanoi in Inquisition after this joke was made. Because they have a tendency to use Towers of Hanoi way too much, and it's a terrible puzzle where it's like, oh, rearrange these three towers to be in this different position. You can't put things on stuff that's smaller than them. They use that for hacking the computer in Noveria, which is my favorite mission in the game, but it still has Towers of Hanoi, which is stupid. But then they use Towers of Hanoi in freaking Inquisition. You can't make the joke about how stupid the puzzle is, but then use the puzzle in future games still. Unless it was supposed to be a joke that time, but I don't think it was.
Brilliant endgame. Excellent use of the Baylusian gambit.
Is this space chess?
It's called Kapesh Yakshi, Blade of the Night Winds. The Asari have played it since... we were supposed to meet for lunch. I'm so sorry. I entered the tournament on a lark. I thought I'd be eliminated in the first few rounds.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be free to join your friend in 20 moves or fewer.
T'Souza.
Traynor, would you like to just give me your frigates now? I always take them sooner or later.
Polgara T'Souza. She's knocked me out of 4 tournaments.
Specialist.
Commander?
Kick her ass.
Roger that.
This is my new favorite thing!
So much for your frigate. Neural feedback. It disincentivizes sacrificing pieces casually. A few more centuries, Traynor, and you might be a challenge. You must not have that much time to practice now, living on that warship. My people have more respect for the great thinkers. I'm able to live quite comfortably teaching Asari maidens tactics and strategy through this game.
I'd expect the great thinkers to be helping with the Asari war effort. I mean, Earth was taken by surprise, but Thessia... you had all the warning in the world and the Reapers just rolled in.
Excuse me, I'm trying to play.
You're trash-talking. That's another strategy that doesn't work on the Reapers. It didn't work on the Rachni either. Or the Krogan. Have the Asari ever won a war?
The Asari have a culture that was exploring space while you were using stone-tipped spears.
I think you're supposed to hit the button there when your turn is done.
I'm sorry, T'Souza. This might sting a bit. Thanks, Commander. And I apologize again for missing lunch.
All for a good cause, Traynor. Carry on.
It's like somebody just said, you know what chess tournaments need is more seizures. That'd make them watchable. Then everyone would be really into it. I do wonder how that game plays, but I doubt it has defined rules necessarily. Where does this even go to? Right back outside, just on the top floor. Makes sense.
Good night.
Must track down all potential party members who are around. Saeed! What?
Great prizes! You could win!
What? What?
You're mine, you bastard! God damn it!
Zaid?
Over here, Shepard. This thing is fucking impossible.
What are you doing?
There was a kid here, sniveling brat, spending all his credits, crying.
So you thought you'd get a prize for him?
He asked. Looked simple enough. God damn it.
Where's the kid?
What do I care? Got any credit, Shepard?
Isn't there something better we could go do?
What could possibly be more important than Zaid Masani not getting bested by some fucking kids game?
You really want one of those plushie toys?
Goddamn right I do.
Okay then.
Credits.
Oh my god. Zaid is Goro Majima.
Here, let me. Beginner's luck?
It's obviously rigged somehow.
But I just... Never mind.
I'm going to hunt down the shit-for-brains inventor of this crooked game and pull his inspiration out through his asshole. Probably some smart-ass Salarian bastard. I'm going back in. Credits. All right. Here you go, sweetheart.
Okay, Zaid, where to?
How should I know? What do you feel like? Apollo's? Casino? More claw?
Oh my god, you taunt me, game. I talked about how I want to... Damn it. I've said I wanted a Volus toy, not a plushie. I guess that might be a plushie. The only one they ever made was a really awkwardly proportioned plushie. I want a Volus statue. And he just got a Volus out of this thing. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Zaid, will another victory ever match the one you just experienced?
You're right. Guess you've been around that block a few times.
A few too many.
Come on, you're buying.
Yes, I am.
Oh no, I don't get to see the next scene. Oh well, Zaid. It's actually really true.
The updated intel reports on stripping enemy defenses? It's embarrassing.
That's recruit rating. Which gun to use for best armor penetration. As if anyone carries two guns anymore.
It's elementary. If you're staring down a hallway at a Cerberus Centurion, you deploy an energy drain on their shields.
Or just overload them, sure. And if you come up against a marauder, you detonate your tech armor.
Exactly. Wait, what?
They like tutorial messages? I think they're joking about the fact that people don't use multiple guns because of the recharge delay. Because unlike the rest of the game, it is a DLC that came out significantly later, so they can make commentary on how people were playing the game, for example. They would have data on how many guns people used, for example, and know things like how, yeah, a lot of people just play this game with one gun because of the power cooldown system. It's hard to balance these things to get the intended response.
Actually, I'm mounting a production of Macbeth with a new Krogan talent as the lead. He brings a raw brutality to the stage that emphasizes the ruthless actions of his character.
Sounds like inspired casting.
I like to think I have an eye for talent.
Okay, sure. Krogan Macbeth's got to be better than Elcor. Yeah, they originally had Elcor Macbeth was the Easter egg joke thing you could see. I don't even know. First game, second game, I don't remember where it was actually. It was old Elcor and...
How are you? Looking forward to tomorrow? Of course I remembered. Plans? I thought you could meet me down on the strip, and we'd go from there. Anything you want to do, just name it. You want to go where?
Apparently that was the expensive place. Oh no. Maybe it was that guy with the place with the French waiter. In which case they're screwed, because you can't use that place anymore.
The guy with the cap and the weird walk checking it out?
Oh, you mean the human with the hot robot?
Hot? A hot robot? Really?
Are you serious? You're the one standing here drooling over some car.
Well, at least his robot friend had taste in cars.
Nice.
Oh. They're at each other's throats now. We're gonna walk away from here now. But apparently Joker was here. And they took notes.
We're happy to fulfill all your household needs.
So here's where you can buy furniture for your house for some reason. Even you can change slight things about your entire house and give it different colors. Isn't this exciting? It's the most exciting thing I've ever seen. I'm probably not going to customize my house. Cute detail, but weird. Weird. They're probably all existing assets, so it probably wasn't that much work. So it's just kind of a fun, cute thing. But it's a weird detail. Whenever someone's standing by a door like that, I think they're going to talk to me. I always think it's a weird side quest or someone's going to be like, hey, Commander Shepard, just a moment. And now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, right. There's like there's a tragic turn to stuff like, all that, like seeing Zaid here. I believe, I'm pretty sure that, the Citadel DLC, which is this apartment stuff, that outside area, and that whole mission we just did, I believe those are the last lines of dialogue recorded by the voice actor of Zaid before he died. Because he's unfortunately been passed away for years now. And this is like, I think this was like his last job, more or less, was working on Mass Effect 3. Which is interesting because he was DLC for the second game. So his last career was sort of follow-up content on a game that he wasn't even originally in a strange way. Where is my terminal? It's right back here. Apparently we have new mail. It's not beeping constantly this time. Oh, Miranda. Some progress from doing that mission. From Miranda Lawson. Shepard, would love to see it. Can't be any worse than that pokey little captain's cabin on the Normandy. Invite me over sometime. I'm in the area. Steve Cortez. All work and no play. Shepard. Now that we've got a little downtime on the Citadel, I want to share something with you. I'm taking the shuttle down to Silversun Strip. Meet me there. Oh. He's outside, apparently. Sounds like Cortez is right outside by the shuttles. There he is.
Welcome aboard, Shepard.
So where are we going?
Activating external cameras.
I didn't know this shuttle had virtual windows.
Bet there's more you don't know about this bird.
What's that supposed to mean?
Before Mass Effect fields, there was no such thing as inertial dampeners.
Yeah?
Here, feel this.
Whoa!
That, my friend, is unadulterated momentum. Want to really feel it?
Show me.
You see? Doesn't take much to pull a few G's. Back in the day, pilots would wear G-suits. It squeezes your body so that the blood stays in your head in tight maneuvers. I'd wear a G-suit when flying my Trident. In a fighter, it's common to transfer power from the inertial dampeners to other systems.
You miss flying fighters? Can't imagine you're too thrilled to be flying a shuttle.
Hell no. I'm not just any shuttle pilot. I'm your shuttle pilot. Wouldn't have it any other way. When you're on the ground, weapon in hand, you're invincible. But when we're approaching an LZ, you're just another soldier. Vulnerable. Nothing you can do if we're shot down. Getting you to the ground alive is a responsibility I wouldn't trust to anyone else.
Well, I might trust Joker to do the job.
Oh, that hurts, Shep. Moreau can fly a frigate, I'll give him that, but give him something with real maneuverability? Come on.
I feel like the only way this could be better content is if it was actually in the main game. Because it's really cool. Like, the Citadel DLC is one of the most enjoyable pieces of DLC in a BioWare game. Which... where do they stand on DLC? I'm trying to think, really. Like, they're not known for spectacular DLCs, but they're also not necessarily known for utter waste of time DLCs, like a lot of companies are. They're kind of in a middle area where there's a few particularly bad DLCs and a few particularly good ones. Kind of goes back and forth a lot. So, it's noteworthy that this one's so interesting, but it's because it's celebrating the end of a trilogy. And that's why I want Andromeda to be a trilogy. I want this to happen again. I want them, even if it risks pissing people off at the end of the day, I would love to have this big investment in committing to characters for 3 consecutive games and stuff like that, because it leads to a cool catharsis here. Like, what if there was a Citadel 2? Well, not, except it wouldn't be on a Citadel, because there's no Citadel, probably, in Andromeda. Unless they just call something the Citadel. But what if there was an equivalent of this for the final Mass Effect Andromeda trilogy game in, I don't know, 2022 or something like that? Wow. Wow, it feels weird to talk about the next decade. That's kind of how it would land, though. But then, like, it's cool to have catharsis over a bunch of characters you spend a whole lot of time with. And I would love to have that happen again, because I can never have it for the first time again with this game. I can forget elements of it and be reminded of it and presently surprised, which I have been by a lot of this stuff, but it's never genuinely new, because I've already had it before, and it's different. And it's just worth it. But yeah, the only way this could be better for the game overall is if it was just sprinkled throughout the entire game. Like imagine if you had this DLC from the get-go, and like you could just immediately come here to the strip and you could visit with these certain characters. Maybe when you reach certain parts of their story, like, what if that was the next part of Cortez's storyline? You go visit with Cortez, and he's trying to get over his husband that was lost, and you have all those sections, like, and where he puts the portrait on the wall of Memorial and like all these other things, and you keep going down the storyline, and he learns to relax, and these things keep happening with him, and then finally, then you get this scene where he does this. He's totally not even continuing along that thought process. He's not grieving. He's not talking about getting over grieving. He's just like, hey, check out what it's like to fly a shuttle without inertial dampeners, and it shows that he's moved on and stuff like that. But because it's not in the main game, it kind of weirdly can float around in this weird hidden chunk of the game, and when you played it for the first time, it wasn't there at all, and if you got the Citadel after the game is over, then it's weird, because you've already seen how the game ends, but then you're going back and you're like weirdly going on a field trip with Cortez, and this weird, like, Ghost of Christmas Past sort of way with a bunch of the different characters. But if you go here originally and meet with everyone, that'd be great. It'd even be great if having this DLC immediately unlocked this entire area and all of its dialogues and stuff like that. Like, I think they felt, for some reason, like they had to tie the Imposter Shepard mission directly to the unlocking of the Anderson apartment. But I feel like they could have given you the Anderson apartment the moment you had access to the Citadel and just let you roam around, just like how they give you access to that one doctor's lab for Leviathan immediately, whereas that one actually makes more sense to hold on to for later and give you access to later. But giving you access to this little strip where you go around and meet some characters and celebrate and get to see a different side of the Citadel yet again, like, that would actually be cool to have from the very beginning. And maybe they could relocate a few of those people that are like on the phone for talking about quest stuff, like they could be here at the beginning instead, and so it'd give you another reason to explore this zone too. Add more variety to what is otherwise a bunch of Presidium locations, and that'd be a cool detail. And then it'd become a natural place you go to, where like just every time you go to the Citadel, you go through all your tabs and you check the casino district and see if maybe there's like, is Garrus hanging out over there, or maybe Liara wants to go to the cafe, like the bar instead of the cafe for once and stuff like that. Like this place could have been perfectly and seamlessly slipped in with the rest of the game but it's one it's DLC, and two, it's locked off until a later part of the game before you can even access it, and those two combined to making it fit weirdly in the game when it should have been a natural addition to the Citadel. That just makes this place a place that you just spend even more time in, which was already a case for this game. Night off. Liartzone. I thought it might be nice to spend some time away from the Normandy. I don't have anything in particular in mind. Perhaps we can meet at your apartment, decide from there. Ashley Williams. With all this stuff about pretenders, I figured there was one more thing we had to settle. Meet me at the casino bar. The casino bar. You scared? I'll take care of the outside meetings first, I think. But, like, imagine if these were all unlocking organically over the course of the playthrough, like, from the very get-go. Like, every time you do a major story mission, one of your companions wants to meet you at the bar, or Zaid's at the claw machine, and, like, little things like that. But I think the average experience of playing this DLC was basically just marathoning them all, as kind of like what we are right now. But I've been more than willing to visit people around the Citadel up until now, in between missions. So adding these to the mix would actually be kind of a nice addition. But that's the nature of DLC. It's hard for anyone really to naturally and fluidly integrate DLC so that it feels like it was never separate from the game. Really, I think the only case in this entire game was probably Javik, really.
Yes, I know that's where we met, but
Javik's basically the only piece of content in the entire game that doesn't feel like it was added later. But that's probably because I think Javik might have originally been part of the game and then removed for DLC, because he integrates so perfectly and was available at launch that he was almost certainly just a base part of the game, especially with those Thessia revelations. Like, stuff like that feels like it was, like, this game was always built for him to be in it. And I can't help but worry that perhaps he was retroactively removed for the sake of making a little bit more money, because EA probably had a mandate on how many DLC packs were supposed to be on the game. Because that's exactly how they tend to operate. Alright, Ashley, what do you got?
I'm looking for Lieutenant Williams. Thanks.
There you are. Ready to see who's the real Spectre and who's the pretender?
Oh, pretender, huh? Which one of us is still wearing training wheels?
Laugh it up, Commander. It's all downhill from here. Rules are simple. I take a shot, you take a shot. Hesitate, game over.
This shouldn't take too long.
Uh-huh. Glamorous and beautiful superstar Spectre agent first. Sorry-ass pretender next.
I'll try and go easy on you so you don't break a nail, princess.
You did not just say that.
I sure did.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
I've seen how you deal with a few drinks, Williams. Very messy.
Ancient history. You know, I expected better from you.
I'm saving my best moves for later.
Best moves? At least if you're drunk, you have an excuse for how you dance. Boom!
Keep it coming, Lieutenant. I can do this all night.
You may have to.
Is this over? I'm just warming up.
Good. Me too.
Hey. My friend doesn't like alliance types.
Buddy, we're right in the middle of something.
I don't like alliance types either.
I don't like ventriloquists.
Brain check?
Yeah.
Now, how woozy are we? Oh, not woozy. We didn't actually count as drinking, apparently. Oh yeah, here's where you buy the party supplies. I'm gonna avoid that. Because I think that immediately triggers the party. So I'm just gonna not click on that for a little while. Put that off for later. I'm trying to spread this DLC through the experience a little bit, because there's some cool reasons to do that. If you're asking why I didn't... If you're asking why I'm contradicting myself, by the way, because earlier...
I'm covered in those bees, the swarmers, everything's overloaded. And then this huge biotic explosion rips through the Scion, it saves my ass.
Sorry?
Volus.
Ouch.
Oh, they're talking about collector swarms. I suppose they might not be fighting real swarms, though. They might be talking about the simulator, I suppose. Perhaps. So you may have noticed that I mentioned how it'd make more sense to sprinkle this throughout the entire experience. And you may have noticed that I started it a bit later in the game than I could have, so I could have tried to get closer to that. The issue there is that, as I've mentioned before, the main mission is a mandatory thing you do first. You have to play the main mission of this DLC before you can actually wander around the apartment and invite people up and do all the fun stuff. You'll remember that all unlocked afterwards. So naturally, you want to get all the way past the Quarian part of the storyline, because Tali will not be here. You have to unlock every single character that can possibly come to your party by doing various chunks of the story so that they can eventually show up. So like Tali and probably Miranda. You'll notice that Miranda's message didn't come up until I finished that last mission on Horizon, for example. So the DLC incentivizes you to do the mission as late as possible, which means it incentivizes you to get access to this entire part of the Citadel as late as possible. There's just no reason for the two to be attached, though. Like, you being on that one strip should not have anything to do with you having to do that one identity theft mission, for example. So it's a weird fit. I don't really agree with the decision. I don't think that the stuff that happens here is usually that much spoiler for the idea that there was a fake Shepard, for example. You could just change Ashley's email to not talk about that one little phrase she included that kind of indicated that, for example. And that's about it. Memorial Service. Koliat Krios. Commander, I was somewhat surprised to receive comm call from the Council. They would like to hold what humans call a memorial service. Where it is held does not matter so much as who attends. I would like you to be there, as well as those people on the Normandy who knew my father. I understand at human services, people speak well of the dead. It seems appropriate for you to conduct this part of the command as the commander of the Normandy. To be honest, I am somewhat nervous I might recall an inappropriate memory in front of everyone. Thank you. This would mean a great deal to me. Let's see. Where it is held does not matter. So where is it held then? Is it actually held in the next area over, I wonder? Alright, Glyph, is it you I used to order people up here?
Commander, if you would like to begin the party, you will need to purchase supplies on the strip first.
That is not the case.
I have already placed credits in your account for this purpose.
Yes, good for you. How do I invite people? Well, there's a lot of Anderson audio logs, primarily. So normally you use the terminal. Wait, do I click on the books next to the terminal? What is your secret, infernal game? That's not doing it. Is there an extra option on the terminal? Oh, invite up. Oh, that's not normally what's there. You can do Edie, James, there's Koliat, Liara, Miranda, and Tali.
We are gathered here to honor the life of Thane Krios. Thane touched each of our lives in different ways. The Counselor knew him as a hero. The Normandy's crew knew him as a brother in arms. And others as a father devoted to his son. Though his life took him to very dark places, Thane cared for the better angels of our nature. Even when he was terminally ill, he ran through war-torn streets to reach me, because he knew I needed help. You all know the results of that day. An assassin, a professional criminal, gave his life for his galaxy. And now he can rest. Would anyone else like to speak?
What I remember about Thane was his confidence. He told me once about how he remembered everything, even every mistake he made. If I did that, I'd be a nervous wreck. Thane kept it under control.
It's strange, but the last word I'd label Thane with is assassin. And we covered each other in firefights. That makes him a partner.
Thane's last stand was important. But let us also remember why Thane left the Normandy. To keep his son away from a life of crime. Deeds such as these do not go unnoticed by the universe. They echo in all who hear them. That is why I am here.
Thane took himself seriously, a trait with which I did not always agree. I tried to make him laugh on several occasions. But what I interpreted as a lack of humor was masking a great effort. Thane was turning his life around, in a way few organics do.
The day Thane came onto the Normandy, all Kelly and I knew about him was that he could probably kill us all with a ballpoint pen. But after you got to know him, there wasn't any reason to be afraid. He let you know where you stood. Kolyat, do you,
When I was little, I thought my father had it all figured out. He said men must be loyal to their friends and dangerous to their enemies. But when he prevented me from hurting someone, he had changed. He said enemies and ego are not as important as loved ones. I didn't want to hear it. I was lost. I called him a hypocrite in 1,000 different ways. Said that he was going soft. Now, I think maybe he did have it all figured out. That's all I can say. If anyone would like to continue, we'll be here.
Looks like people are starting to clear out.
Commander, thank you for holding this event. In time, it will be a good memory.
I don't know if I'll be as philosophical about it. It's still kind of raw.
I understand. If you will excuse me, I should take this opportunity to speak with the counselor.
About what?
He is feeling grateful, and I want to point out there are some Solarian biologists who need funding. If anyone would be able to create a breakthrough in the treatment of Keppel syndrome, it would be them.
If you need someone to hold the counselor's feet to a fire, I'm there.
I appreciate the offer, but Counselor Valorn has recently orated about funding science during wartime. My odds are good. Oh, before I go, I was organizing my father's possessions, and I came upon copies of video messages he tried to send you. I sent them to your extranet address. I hope they help more than they hurt. Until we meet again, Commander.
So I actually really like the idea. It might seem like a somber note to do the Thane's wake, basically, in the middle of all these jovial times, and then I'm about to invite a bunch of people up here and hang out with them all one by one, and that might seem weird, but I actually like that idea. I like the idea that maybe this weird spur of activity Because like I talked before about the idea of like it might be nice if this was all spread throughout the entire game, but I'm kind of stuck in a version where I have to do it mostly all at once. And if that's the case, I kind of like the idea of what if everyone's kind of around for Thane's wake. Like what if honoring the loss of his life is why everyone's gathering around. Like that's why I was meeting everyone out in the neighborhood, and we were having like these silly little moments and not really talking about it. And afterwards, we'll all be out here in my apartment and not really talking about it, which it's one of those weird things where when somebody dies, it kind of brings a bunch of people together, and a surprising amount of good emotions can come from that gathering, despite the reason for it.
Shepard, I suppose I should thank you for my freedom. Leaving the Normandy was the right decision. It was saddening to see our crew go their separate ways, but it is better than answering questions in an Alliance interrogation room. I hope this message finds you well. As for me, I have moved into an apartment on the Citadel not far from Kolyat. I think the first attack I had frightened him. I will spare you the details. It seemed very dramatic at the time, but in comparison to the Omega Relay, it was a child's game. In any case, good luck getting the Alliance to listen to you. Let's keep in touch. Shepard, if you sent a message back, I didn't get it. I suppose communications from someone of my reputation would be restricted. The irony is, I am a danger to no one these days. I am even paying taxes on my investments. I can't expect Kolyat to do so if I don't. He is doing better. He has no significant other, and he is temperamental, but he is employed and staying out of crime. I can tell he is serious about changing. It has cost him more than a few friends. Send something back if you can, Shepard. I can only learn so much from news reports about you. I have tried a false identity to try to get this message through to you. We'll see if it works. I have good news and bad. The good news is that Kolyat and I took a few days to visit Earth.
Like the shade of her eyes. Shrill sound of chirping stops. I scan the ground. See two tiny bodies locked by claws.
Excuse me. As I was saying, we saw a beautiful sunset in New Mexico, and a scorpion eating a cricket. I wish you could have joined us. The bad news is, I fainted and struck my head. Kolyat has convinced me to stay at Huerta Memorial on the Citadel. I will be there from now on. I still don't want to die in a hospital, but it's where the doctors are. And Kolyat. I love him. That means I must trust him. Goodbye, Shepard. Let me say that now in case I cannot later.
Took out your heartstrings a bit more, huh? Finding out that he was trying to contact us but couldn't. Although we did come into contact with him afterwards, because based on the timing there, he visits Earth, which seems to suggest that Earth was not in the state it is right now. I wouldn't really vacation to a Reaper destination. So I'm guessing that the Reaper attack had not yet happened. So all of our scenes with Thane in this game took place after that encounter. After those messages were recorded. So he did eventually get to see us and say anything he wanted to, but still, more unseen messages from Thane hiding in our past. Let's try some of that humor.
Shepard, I thought we could experience an afternoon of acquiring material possessions for our associates.
Shopping? I guess we could. Did you have a place in mind?
Physical proximity is unnecessary. The extranet provides a greater variety of services while retaining entertainment value. Jeff has lent me his credit chit on the condition that I enjoy myself and, quote, live it up like a girly girl.
Huh. You don't have money of your own?
I am not formally employed. I have no legal standing in Citadel space. I could turn to crime, but that would look bad on a resume.
We'll get you your own funds sometime, but today, what's first?
I believe Jeff would be surprised and pleased if I got him a gift. What would you recommend?
Start with something both of you can enjoy. What do you do together?
We interact most closely when we are flying. It occurs to me that he does not have a sky car for traveling around the Presidium. Here, the 2187 Blackout has a top speed of 650 kilometers per hour, making it the most powerful sports sky car in its class.
That sounds like it'll get Joker's blood pumping.
5-year warranty? Replacement parts?
No, wait!
I fail to see what is wrong.
When you buy someone a present, it's best not to bankrupt them. You want a rental.
I see. Perhaps for a day or a weekend, then.
Who's next?
You are. Close your eyes.
Are we getting married?
No. There is a jeweler on the Citadel who produces these. They're made from metals from each council homeworld. Each metal compounds with the last, making the rings stronger. He calls them victory rings. Due to material shortages, only a few exist.
Rare is nice. Unique is better.
Are you valuing me?
It's the thought that counts, and you had a good one.
I have heard that expression. That's why I recorded a resonance map of my quantum bit arrays when I had the idea. If you read my extensive log files and extrapolate from my nitrogen vacancy centers, you can visualize the thought precisely.
That's a long way for a joke, Edie.
Did I have you for a few seconds there?
Not even close. Who's next?
I was thinking of something for Liara.
That's actually a really cool idea for the victory rings. So they use metals from every council homeworld and bring them together to make it stronger. It's symbolic of everything we're trying to accomplish over the course of this game. Unfortunately, it's a symbol that didn't really necessarily work on actual people a lot of the time. That's the wrong one. Head back over here. Let's see, James, Liara, Miranda, Tally. Let's do James.
Hey, Lola. Nice place. Might not look so nice after throwing that party you were talking about.
You wouldn't trash my new apartment, would you, James?
Me? No. Never. Nice view. But this place, it's just so... not what I'm used to.
Which is?
I grew up on the beach on the Pacific, so, you know, water, sand, real air.
You miss it?
Yeah. And the people.
So, what's her name?
No. I stopped fraternizing when I joined the military. The two don't seem to go well together.
Hasn't stopped you from being a shameless flirt.
Yeah, well, that's just my way. I don't mean anything by it, Lola.
Uh-huh.
Why? Am I making this hard for you and Garrus?
Not even remotely.
Hey, how do you two... I mean, is he... you know... do Turians have all the same...
Same...
Never mind. I don't really want to know.
So did you really come up here to talk about my personal life?
Oh, shit. Right. I wanted to show you. What do you think?
It's a lot of responsibility, and you haven't passed the tests yet.
I know, and I heard every word you said. I'm 100% committed to this.
Glad to hear it.
Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to show you that bad boy. I gotta get back to the Normandy. Esteban wants my help working on the shuttle.
Thanks for coming by, James.
This is gonna be a perfect place for a fiesta. Hasta la vista, Shepard. Catch you later, Shepard.
Oh, he's actually still down there. Have other people idled in here afterwards?
No way.
Oh, I found the punching bag. Ha! That's a funny detail. That's pretty good.
You've been holding out on me.
Well, here he goes. I figured there had to be more to it because it was such a weirdly short conversation. It's because he was supposed to wander over here and find these things after having questions about how Turians work and all that. I guess it doesn't really matter if you pass the N7 test because what's left of people at some point. Can I do pull-ups? I can. Just for the sake of it. Why not, I guess. Well, question answered about what this is.
Hey, Shepard. You know, my record is 182. You think you can beat it?
Maybe.
Oh, this should be good.
They're screwing with me. It's on both sides now. My poor shoulders look so messed up right now. Look, how weird would this look if I was in a dress?
Not bad.
So I'm in my more practical setup right now. Oh god, does this actually continue for 182? Oh my god, how long does this... I might go all the way. Oh no, I wasn't really counting.
You look like a pro.
Shut up, Vega.
Touchy, touchy.
Are those numbers happening at intervals? Oh no, this might take a long time.